next day, starting to film right after my last video release on the Cobra. We've got a new task today. Let me show you what today's task is going to be, because it's going to be something involving fiberglass and other itchy stuff. Okay, this is the trunk pan to the Cobra. And as you can see here, it's got a couple of provision holes drilled. That one right there, which is for the filler cap, the fuel filler cap, of course. And I will be doing some work on that to seal that up later. But over here, you can see this nice big gaping hole here. This was originally provisions for the roll bar. As I'm sure you're aware, Cobras usually have a hoop roll bar behind the driver. Some have them on both sides. But this is where the bracing of the roll bar comes up through here and goes into the area here to brace the hoop. I am building a street Cobra, so I do not need this. So I am going to attempt to glass that up. Now, my thought process on this is simple, going along the lines, considering this is the second time I've ever done fiberglass work. I've got myself a fiberglass kit. The resin here, yes, I know it's Bondo brand, but for this purposes it will work. And some fiberglass mat as well. Mixing cup to mix up the resin. Paintbrush to, sacrificial paintbrush to spread the resin. And of course I've got some Herculiner to cover it up once it's done, because as you can see, the bottom side of this has a bed liner on it. That's not really enormously visible, so that is more of a make it as less noticeable as possible, the more aesthetic thing. This is primarily to seal up the trunk as opposed to looking great. Some nitrite gloves, of course, because you don't want to spread filler without protection on your hands. And I needed some foil tape anyway, because I've got some other areas where I've got to seal it up. But my plan is to take the foil tape and form a seal around this to where it looks nice and good, to give it some backing, and then glass from the bottom side. We'll see how this works out. Well, it's not pretty, but pretty is not the point. The point is to seal this up to where you don't have any air getting into the back and reduce noise. Again, I'm going to do something with that over there. Haven't decided what yet. But over here, I will peel off the aluminum foil tape here in just a little bit. But this is setting up nicely, and of course I'll grind it down and make it look nice and neat, and then paint it, and considering the fact of where it's located, you'll never know it was there. Okay, I peeled the backing tape off of it. We've got a strong thing of resin. The resin's still curing. It will take a while to cure. But, and yes, I know I've got some divots and everything, but remember, this is going to be carpeted, so it's not really that big of a deal. The main thing it has to do is cover up the area and be strong and durable and seal it off. This side is the same way. I'm gonna sand this smooth a little bit. You can see it's already set up quite a bit, but I'm gonna sand this smooth around here, and I'm going to come in here with some black rhino liner or penduliner or whatever they call it. It's this stuff here, Herculiner, that's it, yes. And that will look like it was never there because it's, like I said, it's under the car, it's up against the frame. The primary goal of this, with my lousy fiberglassing skills, is to seal it off to where you don't have any noise or any dirt or grime or other things coming up. I might go a different route with this over here, considering the fact that the hose or the filler neck is going through there. I might try to fabricate a metal cover for this and cut a hole in it for the filler neck, and then put a rubber grommet on it to see if that helps. Another issue solved. This right here is the overflow tank for the radiator, and you can see it's got some rather large inputs. Planning on a couple of different things, maybe mocking it up over here or actually mounting it right here, since we do have room either place. The problem I had was, as you can see, these large inputs, the filler neck, that thing, came with a very small barb fitting. It's a 1/8 MPT to what looks like, I don't even know what it is, maybe a 1/4 inch, maybe even smaller than that. But at any rate, obviously running a hose from that to that wasn't going to do. So hop on Amazon, get this little thing here. Yeah, I know, made in China. What are you going to do? Everything's made in China. But it's got a much bigger output now that'll match up with those. And that is mounted into place. So now I won't have any problems running the overflow hose to the overflow tank. So another problem solved. Okay, a quick test fit. Everything lines up perfectly. Again, I don't think I'm going to have to drill a hole for the sending unit. Everything is sitting down very firmly. That, again, once it's covered with carpet, you'll never know it's there. The only area that really shows is right in here. And of course, I sand down some of those areas and spray some black liner on it, and it will be good to go as well. Like I said, this is only the second time I've ever worked with fiberglass. The first time was patching a small hole on the 32. Hello, Cooper. My shop dogs are back with me, as you can see. It looks really good and will look even better once it's finished out. This, I think I might take a piece of steel, try to bend it around this, just screw it into place, drill a hole here, and put a rubber grommet around that to get that fixed up. I think that's what I'm going to do with that. Okay, here we are about an hour later. It has had time to cure. I've got it Herculiner sprayed. The gloss is a little bit different. Of course, all of this is underneath the car, and I intend to drive this car, so it will get covered up. But as you can see, fits nicely. Continuing to plod along, thank you for joining me with this little update. And of course, Cooper thanks you too, doesn't he, don't you, buddy? Yeah, hello. We appreciate you joining us today. Come back and see us again. Please be sure and hit subscribe for more content coming up. We'll catch you next time.